Curmel Moton retaliated against Gervonta Davis's disrespectful remarks toward Floyd Mayweather, going well beyond mere words by suggesting a potential showdown in the boxing ring to avenge his mentor. The situation is poised to escalate into a gritty affair. Davis finds himself entangled in a web of controversy, embroiling not only with his adversaries, but also with fellow combatants like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and even Claressa Shields. The pinnacle of his controversies erupted in a clash with his once-esteemed mentor, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Their recent exchanges have been unparalleled, with Mayweather dropping a video that Gervonta claimed was aimed at him. This ignited a heated verbal duel witnessed by the world. Clearly, animosity reigns supreme between them. The fallout? Mayweather, for the first time, openly hopes for Gervonta Davis's defeat in his upcoming bout against Frank Martin on June 15th, boldly predicting Martin's victory. Given Davis's relentless taunts and insults directed at his former mentor, Mayweather's stance is understandable. After stumbling upon Floyd's video, Gervonta wasted no time venting his frustrations on Instagram, targeting his former mentor. He boldly declared that Mayweather's attention should be directed towards extricating himself from an alleged hostage scenario in Dubai rather than concerning himself with Gervonta. Reposting Floyd's rant, Gervonta launched a succinct assault, denouncing Mayweather's credibility. This guy spouts off all this nonsense while he's stuck in Dubai, unable to leave due to allegations of mishandling funds and failing to fulfill his commitments. Talk about a jealous hater, Davis retorted. Tank Davis decided to take matters into his own hands following Floyd Mayweather's release of a derogatory video featuring Gervonta Davis dancing. Davis didn't hold back, issuing a direct threat to confront his former mentor physically, expressing a clear intention to knock Mayweather out at their next encounter. However, things escalated further when Davis proclaimed, "I'll just knock Floyd out when I see him. Consequences be damned." This bold statement was made in reference to Davis's prior 90-day jail sentence for violating home detention terms after a hit-and-run incident in November 2020. Davis criticized Mayweather's lack of caution, pointing out that Mayweather's stature in the sport doesn't exempt him from vulnerability. After Gervonta Davis's series of missteps, a surprising array of supporters emerged, including Claressa Shields and his alleged former flame, Yaya Mayweather. However, Shields' response ignited a fiery feud, with Davis dubbing her a French bulldog and Shields retaliating by labeling him a Rottweiler. The clash between the undisputed female world champion and the World Boxing Association lightweight champion has yet to simmer down. Yet amidst this storm, the reaction of Curmel Moton, a newcomer under Mayweather Promotions, steals the spotlight. Despite a previous camaraderie with Davis from sparring sessions, Moton has shed all respect and fondness for him, resorting to ruthless trolling. For Moton, Floyd Mayweather remains untouchable, signaling an end to any past affiliations with Davis, regardless of their peaceful history. However, Curmel Moton didn't stop at mere insults when it came to Davis. His verbal jabs cut deeper, revealing a reservoir of disdain that seemed bottomless. Moton's verbal onslaught was prompted by Davis adding insult upon insult as if he were taking lessons from the Mayweather playbook on how to boast about boxing prowess. It was clear that Davis had let the praise go to his head when, in an interview, he claimed he could defeat Mayweather himself. Unsurprisingly, Mayweather couldn't let that slide. Rumors abound that he might be considering a return from retirement, all to assert his dominance once again as the undisputed authority in the realm of professional boxing. Following a media event aimed at hyping his upcoming bout against Frank Martin, Davis fired back at me and Floyd with fiery rhetoric. Despite the vast age discrepancy and Mayweather's retirement from professional boxing in 2017, the former 5-division world champion has remained active in the ring, notably participating in exhibition matches. In his latest skirmish in June 2023 against John Gotti II, chaos ensued, culminating in Gotti's disqualification and a tumultuous scene within the ropes. While Mayweather's next opponent remains unconfirmed, speculations abound, including a potential rematch with Gotti that failed to come to fruition. However, stepping into the fray is Curmel Moton, not content with merely stirring up controversy online, but eager to engage Davis in actual combat. Curmel Moton must truly possess a lion's heart to boldly declare, "If you thought so, you're absolutely correct." The temerarious Moton graced an interview stage with a mischievous glint in his eye, ready to playfully prod at the antics of Gervonta Davis. In the wake of Floyd Mayweather's release of eyebrow-raising videos showcasing Tank's questionable dance moves, Moton seized the opportunity to add his own spicy commentary, bolstered by a daring tweet. During the interview, when queried about the ongoing skirmishes between Davis and Mayweather, Moton didn't shy away from unleashing his pent-up frustrations. It appeared that beneath his affable exterior lay a simmering rivalry, ignited when Davis abruptly canceled their slated match in the undercard of Davis versus Frank Martin. Moton's disdain for Davis had been brewing since the incident, a fact he made abundantly clear as he recounted the tale. The genesis of their discord is traced back to Moton's innocent sharing of a collage featuring himself alongside the legendary Mayweather, captured during their rigorous training sessions at the gym. Little did Moton anticipate that this seemingly innocuous post would catalyze a feud of epic proportions, one that would see him publicly taunting Davis with a playful yet pointed jab. Such is the unpredictable world of boxing, where alliances shift like sand, and even the most seemingly inconsequential actions can spark fierce rivalries. In another frame, the undefeated former world champion was seen assisting Curmel Moton with his gloves. Moton's expression radiated elation as he soaked in the support and guidance from one of boxing's legends. He even dubbed them the finest team in boxing. However, his joy was short-lived as Gervonta Davis, now known as Abdul Wahid, the World Boxing Association lightweight champion, chimed in. "Yo, idiot, won't be on the June 15th card either," was Davis's response. The disappointment and frustration seeped through Moton, leading him to share a despondent tweet later. "Unfortunately, I won't be stepping into the ring next weekend on the 4th. Your support means everything, except for those who let me down in June. I promise to deliver an unforgettable performance when the time comes," vowed Moton. During the interview, Curmel Moton seized the opportunity to take a jab at Gervonta Davis, showcasing his wit with finesse. With a sly reference to the leaked dance video, Moton didn't hold back, labeling Davis as a small-minded fool whose career trajectory seemed destined for a premature halt. He didn't mince words, hinting at Davis's alleged frustrations towards Floyd Mayweather, implying jealousy and disrespect towards the mentor who once nurtured him. Moton didn't stop there. He recounted a canceled match on Davis's undercard, painting Davis as a hypocrite for calling Mayweather a hater, when Davis himself seemed to harbor resentment towards his former mentor's success. But Davis wasn't one to remain silent. In a retaliatory tweet, he hinted at a potential future match against Moton, taunting him with the boast of his undefeated streak against formidable opponents, contrasting it with Davis's alleged easier matchups. The verbal sparring continued, each fighter trying to one-up the other, setting the stage for a potential showdown in the ring that promised to be as fiery as their exchanges outside of it. In the budding stages of his career, Curmel Moton has encountered formidable opponents such as Ezequiel Flores, Hunter Turbeyfield, and Anthony Cuba. While securing his initial victories with 2 technical knockouts, his latest bout concluded with a unanimous decision in his favor, marking a significant milestone. Noteworthy is Moton's ability to disrupt the undefeated records of his adversaries. Flores and Turbeyfield, both previously undefeated with 4 and 3 wins respectively, tasted defeat at Moton's hands. Even his most recent opponent, boasting 7 victories and only 1 loss prior to their encounter, succumbed to Moton's prowess. However, in contrast, stands Gervonta Davis, whose debut on February 22, 2013, at the tender age of 18, saw him triumph over Desi Williams, whose record reflected no victories and 4 losses, all by stoppage. In August 2014, amidst the electric atmosphere of the D.C. Armory in Washington, a clash ensued on the undercard of the Lamont Peterson versus Kendall Holt bout. Gervonta Davis, with an impeccable record of 8 wins, all by knockout, stepped into the ring. His opponent felt the full force of Davis's prowess as he succumbed to a first-round knockout. By October of the same year, Davis faced a seasoned adversary in the form of the 28-year-old German Meraz, boasting a record of 31 losses. In a bout that tested his endurance, Davis showcased his skill, sending Meraz to the canvas in rounds 3 and 5. Despite the grueling 6-round distance, Davis emerged victorious, securing a unanimous decision with the judges scoring the bout 60-52 in his favor. At the Energy Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on February 20, 2015, history was made as Davis delivered a stunning blow to Israel Schwartz, marking the first time Schwartz had been defeated despite his 4 wins and 4 losses. The victory came in the form of a devastating first-round knockout. While Curmel Moton may have faced tougher opponents in his initial bouts compared to Davis, what truly captured the attention of fans was Davis's parting words: "See you in a few years." With this, speculation arose about Davis potentially squaring off against another protege of Floyd Mayweather, hailed as the next Mayweather himself. This upcoming match promises to be a clash of titans, with Davis and Moton poised to showcase their skills in the ring, igniting excitement among fans eagerly anticipating the showdown. In a parallel scenario, rising boxing star Curmel Moton finds himself under the wing of the legendary Floyd Mayweather, gaining invaluable guidance and inspiration. However, a compelling twist emerges as Moton's trajectory in the sport leads him to a potential clash against Gervonta Davis, with echoes of revenge lingering in the air. Davis, emboldened by his perceived success, dared to compare his achievements to those of Mayweather, the unparalleled titan of boxing history. Now, as Moton's career flourishes, the stage is set for a showdown that could redefine legacies and rewrite the narrative of boxing's elite. The ex-promoter and boxing pair found themselves entangled in a heated spat across social media platforms. Davis claimed Floyd subtly criticized him during a discussion on boxers' spending habits versus investing. Amidst a storm of words and subtle jabs exchanged, Davis's appearance on Cigar Talk following his face-off with Frank Martin yesterday reignited their feud, amplifying tensions as they announced a significant new deal. In a candid conversation with Davis Najee on Cigar Talk, the topic of the ongoing feud with Mayweather surfaced, triggering a deep reflection from the Baltimore native. "Many are unaware of Floyd's intentions. He seemed to be coming at me and I sensed it distinctly, prompting me to confront him. There was no rationale for me to engage with Floyd," remarked Davis, alluding to Mayweather's ambiguous remarks initially interpreted as aimed at him. When Najee hinted at the seemingly ambivalent nature of Davis and Floyd's rapport over the years, Davis vehemently refuted any notion of a love-hate dynamic, asserting his own evolution beyond Mayweather's legacy. "I've reached a stage where I've surpassed him at a young age," remarked Tank. But Davis wasn't finished making his case. He went on to explain, unveiling a new contract he had inked. According to various sources, Mayweather's 2013 deal with Showtime was valued at $200 million. "The deal I'm referring to, he's not aware of yet. It's bigger than his," asserted the lightweight champion. However, Davis remained tight-lipped about the specific amount of the mega deal he had signed with PBC. On the flip side, Floyd Mayweather extricated himself from Top Rank by settling a $750,000 payment to terminate the contract. He then ventured into self-promotion, generating millions over the years. Certain reports even speculate that the 5-division champion has amassed over $1 billion throughout his career. Given this backdrop, Gervonta Davis's accusation, made in response to alleged comments by Mayweather about him, gained credibility when corroborated by a boxing insider recently. In retaliation, Gervonta hinted that Mayweather was ironically detained in Dubai due to unresolved financial obligations in the country. Despite a tumultuous past, 50 Cent offered financial support in solidarity, even though there was initially no official confirmation of the allegation. However, renowned boxing matchmaker Rick Glazer later confirmed the same on X. Glazer then acknowledged Gervonta "Tank" Davis's assertion that Floyd Mayweather was indeed in custody. Yet, a few days later, on May 3rd, Glazer provided an update on Mayweather's situation, asserting that he had been released by Dubai authorities and had returned to America. Glazer wrote, UAE released Floyd Mayweather as he's paid up in Dubai, and he's now back in America. I don't think he'll want to owe any money in the Middle Eastern countries ever again. In a nutshell, after fighting under Mayweather's banner in the past, Gervonta Davis seems to have secured a deal that would even make the richest boxer jealous. However, the details about Davis's new deal haven't come out yet. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields, the unquestioned middleweight champion, has strongly criticized Gervonta Davis for his comments on her appearance, likening her to a French bulldog. Davis's unexpected remarks, seemingly in defense of his past opponent Garcia, whom he bested in April 2023, have sparked controversy. Moreover, he made a distasteful joke about Shields' appearance after she had condemned Garcia for his doping test failure. Gervonta Davis wrote on X, "So Ryan beat Buddy ass fair and square. What does the French bulldog lady Claressa have to say about it? And she blocked me. I should have blocked her ass for the way she looks. She scares me." Davis should realize that when targeting the queen, there's no room for missing. Shields responded with a fiery retaliation, hinting that Davis may have a history of mistreating women he's interested in. Claressa Shields' reaction to Davis's comments injected a new wave of intensity into the boxing community's ongoing drama. Shields didn't hold back, directly addressing Davis's remarks with a potent blend of candor and cleverness. In her response, Shields didn't hesitate to comment on Davis's own appearance, flipping his derogatory words back at him. By doing so, she subtly pointed out that his fixation on superficial traits spoke volumes about his character, not hers. Her bold stance highlighted her unwavering confidence and resilience, showing that she wouldn't be rattled by Davis's attempts to undermine her.
Since this woman beater want to keep talking shit, I'm finna clean you up real quick. Tank. I am so happy that you think I look like a French bulldog and you consider me ugly. Because you beat up bitches who you consider cute. I'm glad I'm ugly to you, nigga. Nigga, go win some belts. Go win some belts, nigga. You steady up out here tweeting. Is you that fucking lonely? Go and find you some friends.
Moreover, Shields raised doubts about Davis's intentions for inserting himself into the controversy surrounding Ryan Garcia's test results. She questioned his credibility, emphasizing the ambiguity surrounding Garcia's situation and probing Davis's vested interest in the affair. By pointing out Davis's apparent fixation on Garcia's affairs, Shields hinted that he should concentrate on his own career rather than meddling in others' business. Shields' reaction to Davis's remarks was fearless and unapologetic, showcasing her readiness to defend herself against critics within the boxing community. Her confident demeanor and refusal to yield highlighted her standing as a formidable figure in the sport, capable of standing her ground against any challenger, whether in the ring or out of it.
Oh, and I want to ask you a question. I thought women was supposed to suck dick. Why is you on Ryan dick so hard? Oh, Ryan test just came back that he wasn't dirty. He ain't even tested the B sample yet. Why you so worried about Devin Haney business? What is wrong with you, boy? Ain't you supposed to be focusing on you a fight?
Yet, Claressa Shields didn't merely settle with rebuking Gervonta's remarks about her appearance. She went further, scrutinizing Davis's career path, casting doubt on his choice of opponents and suggesting that his achievements hinged heavily on the mentorship of Floyd Mayweather. Shields' comments hinted at her conviction that Davis leaned on Mayweather to carefully pick his fights, shielding him from tougher challenges. By connecting Davis's reluctance to square off against top-tier competitors like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney to Mayweather's influence, Shields insinuated that Davis lacked the autonomy and bravery to pursue matchups that would genuinely challenge his abilities. She hinted that Davis's career had been meticulously curated by Mayweather, enabling him to sidestep potentially risky bouts and uphold an unblemished record. Her statements carried weight, as she urged Davis to demonstrate his mettle against the best in the sport. Shields underscored the disparity between Davis's matchmaking approach and the fearlessness displayed by fighters like Stevenson and Haney, who willingly confronted formidable opponents. In doing so, Shields portrayed Davis as a product of Mayweather's tutelage rather than a fearless contender in his own right.
Nigga, if you ain't have Floyd in right there holding your hand, I don't know where you would be at. Them niggas gotta hold your hand, pick your fights for you. That's why you're never gonna get inside the ring with Shakur. That's why you haven't fought Devin. That's why you fought a weight drain Ryan. Nigga, you was never my type, nigga. I ain't never looked at you like, oh, Gervonta look good. You midget ass nigga, if you don't go somewhere. You think I care about you thinking I'm pretty? I'm engaged. I have a man. You can't keep a woman because you beat all your bitches up.
In the end, Shields' critique resonated as a call to action for accountability and honesty within the boxing realm. By shedding light on Davis's perceived evasion of challenging fights and dependence on Mayweather's mentorship, she initiated a dialogue about the significance of confronting obstacles directly and achieving success through merit rather than calculated matchmaking. In the meantime, Shane Mosley weighed in on the potential bout between Mayweather and Gervonta Davis. In doing so, he unveiled the only plausible strategy for Tank to outmaneuver Mayweather in the ring. Initially, Mosley voiced his confidence in Mayweather's likely triumph, especially at 135 pounds. He highlighted Mayweather's physical advantages in height and speed in the boxing realm. Mosley cast doubt on Gervonta's capability to bridge the distance and mount an effective counter against Mayweather, citing his shorter stature as a limiting factor.
Floyd Mayweather, I think wins pretty easily at 135. He's a little taller, he's faster, he's a boxer. And I don't think Gervonta will be able to get close to him because he won't be the counterpunch Floyd because he's too short, I think. But, I mean, at the same time.
Furthermore, Mosley underscored that Gervonta Davis possesses the same formidable. He asserted his belief that Davis, being a southpaw, could pose a significant challenge to Floyd Mayweather, who has historically encountered difficulties when facing opponents with a left-handed stance. With enthusiasm, Mosley elaborated on Mayweather's past struggles against southpaw fighters. He pointed to instances where DeMarcus Corley and Zab Judah managed to connect with Mayweather, bolstering his argument. Mosley suggested that this vulnerability could potentially pave the way for Gervonta to secure victory against Mayweather.
I've been saying that because if you notice, the two times that he got kind of buzzed, Floyd did, was fighting two southpaws. Chop Chop Corley and Zab Judah. They're both southpaws. And they both catch him with the counters. It was catching because Floyd, it was different for, he really liked southpaws so much back then. Now he knows how to fight southpaws better now. But back then, it was kind of hard for him, remember? Like he didn't like southpaws so much. So that could be a problem for Floyd. So I had to go back and think about that one. But me, thinking that Floyd has he has a lot of speed, and he's not gonna attack Gervonta Davis, where Davis can do a counter with him. And Davis has a lot of problems with, like he was having problems with Lil Santa Cruz before he cracked Lil Santa Cruz. He had problems with, a lot of different people. From Ryan, he was having problems with Ryan before he cracked Ryan. So I mean, yeah, it could have been pretty hard. So I still think Floyd, but Gervonta does have a point that he could have maybe cracked him. I don't know.
Moreover, Mosley addressed a query regarding which version of Mayweather would fare better against Davis before wrapping up. Before adopting the moniker Money, Floyd Mayweather was famously known as Pretty Boy. These distinct aliases symbolize contrasting phases in Mayweather's journey, marking shifts in his fighting style over time. In his younger years, Mayweather, under the guise of Pretty Boy, showcased a fierce aggression, engaging in relentless toe-to-toe battles. However, as age takes its toll on the body, there naturally comes a slowing down of physical capabilities. Consequently, Mayweather placed a heavy emphasis on defense during the Money era, capitalizing on his tactical prowess. Nevertheless, Mosley posited that Mayweather could triumph over Gervonta Davis, the rising star in both incarnations. With a grin, Mosley concluded that Money Mayweather would have emerged victorious. He asserted that both iterations of Mayweather, Pretty Boy and Money, possessed the skills necessary to secure the win. Mosley highlighted Pretty Boy's more aggressive approach and expressed certainty that both styles would prevail against Gervonta.
Money Mayweather, who you got?
Well, that's why I said Money Mayweather would have beat him. Pretty Boy, I think both Mayweathers beat him, but I think that he had a better chance with Pretty Boy because Pretty Boy was more aggressive. And Money Mayweather wasn't aggressive, so he needs somebody to be aggressive with him to fight him, so he can create the knockout, I think.
So you pretty much got both versions of Mayweather winning.
Yeah, I mean, his style, both versions of his style winning, yeah, the style.
In the realm of boxing, conflicts often find their resolution in one hallowed place, the ring itself. Thus, it's no wonder that retired world champion Shane Mosley is advocating for a showdown between Gervonta and Floyd, reminiscent of the upcoming spectacle between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. The simmering tensions between Mayweather and Davis, once mentor and protege, have evolved into a public rivalry ripe for resolution. Shane Mosley has suggested settling their score with a showdown in the ring. When asked about the potential outcome of a bout between Tank and Money in the present day, Mosley appeared uncertain, unable to offer a definitive answer. Instead, he proposed that they should arrange the match and let them prove themselves, emphasizing that it would be a significant event. At 29, Davis finds himself on the verge of his prime, while Mayweather, a seasoned 47-year-old, poses a formidable challenge. However, Mosley's recent proposal revitalizes the prospect, bringing the bout tantalizingly close to reality. Mosley suggested mirroring the sanctioning process seen in the Tyson and Jake Paul match to gauge if Gervonta could measure up. He endorsed the concept, suggesting they set the weight limit at 140 or 145 pounds. While Davis hasn't seen action in the ring since April of the previous year, Mayweather has remained relatively active. Even though John Gotti III may not boast the same skill level as Davis, he faced off against Mayweather in June of last year, showcasing that Money still possesses ring prowess. However, the realization of such a fight hinges entirely on the willingness of both fighters. Nevertheless, an older tweet from Gervonta Davis suggests his confidence in emerging victorious in a bout against Mayweather. During the height of their feud, Gervonta Davis took to X, stating, "Now I fuck around and knock Floyd out when I see them, and I'll care about going back to jail," alluding to his 90-day stint in a Baltimore jail for violating house arrest regulations. He went on to say, "He is such a bitch and he doesn't allow his security to carry guns." Shortly afterward, Floyd Mayweather teased an upcoming match with an Instagram post, hinting at a full reveal set for May 15th. While the odds of a rematch with Davis seem slim, Mayweather's name has surfaced in talks about potential opponents, especially following the collapse of his attempt to rematch his last exhibition rival, John Gotti III. Despite seeming improbable, a showdown between Floyd and Gervonta has the potential to outshine the much-anticipated Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul bout. Picture this. If by some stroke of luck they were to square off on the same night, the spectacle would undoubtedly attract an immense viewership. However, the anticipated scenario might not come to fruition. Several reports indicate that Floyd has no intentions of facing Tank. Instead, among his list of potential adversaries are figures like Logan Paul and John Gotti III. The confrontation with Gotti in particular verged on calamity, escalating into a chaotic encounter. Nevertheless, Floyd seems to be scouting for his next challenger across the pond in Great Britain, eyeing a renowned actor from the Isles for his upcoming bout. In a recent revelation from boxing promoter Eddie Hearn's latest interview, the focus has shifted to Bugsy Malone, known offstage as Aaron Daniel Davis, amid discussions of a potential showdown with the legendary Mayweather. Malone disclosed that it was none other than Floyd Mayweather Sr. who noticed him in a workout clip, igniting the idea of a matchup with his son. The hip-hop artist made a guest appearance on Eddie Hearn's Fuel for Fire podcast, covering a range of topics. During the discussion, he disclosed some unexpected news and outlined the surprising sequence of events. Malone revealed, "I've declined a few boxing offers because a lot of what's happening in the boxing scene now is tied to YouTube boxing. It's not something I'm keen on getting involved in, so I was like, all right, who's your client?" And he responds, "Floyd Mayweather." Initially skeptical, Malone dismissed rumors of Floyd Mayweather's interest in a bout, believing them to stem from a random encounter with a fan pitching an advertising opportunity through a private jet firm. However, it transpired that Mayweather had indeed reached out through this intermediary. Utilizing his lyrical prowess, Malone composed a diss track to publicly challenge Mayweather to enter the ring. Malone added, "Flipping changed the whole conversation. I just said, yeah." He said, "Floyd Sr. likes your physique." He said, "You look strong." So then we start talking to them about the weight, like, "What do you want me to weigh on this night?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can come in heavier." And I thought, flipping heck, that gives me a puncher's chance. Conversely, industry murmurs hint at a potential showdown between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson himself amplifies the speculation, casting it as a monumental clash. It's poised to epitomize the timeless battle between skill and power, showcasing two undefeated titans. Despite Davis dismissing Stevenson's boxing prowess and viewing him as a mere opponent, Stevenson refuses to retreat, issuing a stern warning in response. During a candid interview on Cigar Talks with Najee, Gervonta didn't hold back when discussing his potential adversary, Shakur Stevenson. Renowned for his straightforward demeanor, Davis openly critiqued Stevenson's defensive abilities and questioned the potency of his punching power. When asked if Stevenson would pose his toughest challenge yet, Davis swiftly dismissed the notion, pointing to Stevenson's lack of notable achievements. Davis began by dissecting Stevenson's defensive prowess, suggesting that he lacks the nimbleness and finesse needed to evade punches effectively. He challenged anyone to provide evidence of Stevenson's slipping punches, insinuating that such defensive maneuvers are absent from Stevenson's repertoire. Davis also criticized Stevenson's inclination to retreat from opponents, implying a lack of confidence in engaging in close-quarters combat.
Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
Right,
his power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You don't think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him.
Expanding on his evaluation, Davis shifted his focus to Stevenson's offensive tactics, asserting their lack of variety and innovation. He argued that Stevenson's approach to offense is predictable and repetitive, making it simple for opponents to anticipate and counter his moves. Davis urged viewers to review Stevenson's previous fights, expressing confidence that they would find scant evidence of dynamic offensive strategies. Tank's forthright appraisal of Stevenson's abilities mirrors his assurance as they potentially square off. Renowned for his outspoken nature and unyielding self-assurance, Davis remains undeterred by the idea of confronting Stevenson in the ring. Instead, he appears resolute in his determination to capitalize on what he perceives as weaknesses in Stevenson's style, confident in his own skills and strategic acumen to secure victory.
Slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around.